Things just got even more real as the Spurs are dealing with the aftermath of De'Aaron Fox going out for the season with surgery. Cooper Flagg also gets injured in the NCAA tournament, making the Spurs' outlook for this offseason even better than we once predicted. It's getting real, folks. We got to dive into the upcoming schedule, what the tankathon looks like for the Spurs, Cooper Flagg, and a whole lot more. All of that coming up on this exciting episode of Spurs Digest. You want to stick around, and hey, speaking of March Madness, speaking of Cooper Flagg, you guys are going to want to check out our free March Madness bracket where you got a real chance to win some money. Check this out in partnership with Hot Takes. We are pumped to be launching a March Madness bracket for the channel. We've partnered with the Hot Takes app and other Digest media channels for this event. It's completely free to sign up. Just download the Hot Takes app, click the March Madness banner at the top, and under groups, select Digest Media Pool. This is super exciting as there's over $25,000 in prizes to be won. And since there's a much smaller pool than normal bracket challenges, there's a real chance you can win big. So check out the link below or scan the QR code to download the app and make sure you use the code DIGEST, all caps DIGEST, when you sign up. You'll get exclusive perks when you join if you do that, guys. This is amazing. The main event round starts on March 16th, so get in quickly. Get in now. If you have any trouble, any questions about signing up, email us. The email will be left down below. Thank you to Hot Takes for partnering with us on this amazing competition. All right, let's get right into it. I'm excited for that, by the way. Join if you haven't already. Let's jump right into the video, and I want to start not with Castle. We got to look at this upcoming schedule, right? So right now, the Spurs, there's a lot going on right now. Look, with De'Aaron Fox going down on Tuesday, going to have that season-ending surgery. I'm actually not sure if he's playing against the Hornets tonight. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Let me know down below. I probably should have checked that, but it doesn't matter because he is going to be out starting in that Lakers game. Right now, the Spurs have a bunch of tank bowl games coming up, and we can see we got the Hornets, we got the Pelicans, we got the Raptors, and we do have some decent teams there like the Lakers and Knicks. Even the Sixers are low in the standings, and if I bring up the tankathon, where is it? Here it is. Look at that. Toronto is below San Antonio, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Charlotte. We face 4 of the teams with higher draft odds than us over the next 6 games. Now, I'm not a proponent to say, let's lose every single game on purpose, but I'm saying at this point, it might not even be on purpose because, of course, with Fox going down, some choices are going to have to be made right now in terms of the rotation. And again, like I said, it's not just Fox. Like, yeah, of course, he said he's going out, but we also got Cooper Flagg. It's captured the Flagg season. So we'll dive into exactly the odds for this in just a second. But I want to take a closer look at the Spurs roster and actually the impact of De'Aaron Fox during this capture the Flagg season right now. So let's take a look at the stats. Now, I'm going to make this bigger. If you can't see, turn it to HD. You should be able to see it, but feel free to pause, have a look. This is a big graphic, but it is from Basketball Reference. I wanted to get the whole team in here. Yeah, I know my camera is hiding the points per game at the bottom. Let's be honest, right now, guys at the bottom don't really matter for this last stretch of the season. No, maybe they will. Maybe they'll end up getting some playing time. So, obviously, De'Aaron Fox, with Wemby out, he was the remaining leading scorer for the Spurs, averaging about 20 a game in 17 games, coming off that 30-point double-double. But right now, the big talk is about how these other guys are going to step up. And when I say other guys, I mean Stephon Castle and Devin Vassell. Now, of course, we'll start with Fox's stats on the season, 23.5 points, about 20 with the Spurs. Again, like that pinky was clearly ailing him. He did have some good games, but he didn't look 100% every single game. So honestly, this is the best case scenario. I'm not going to dive into the injury news or anything like that. Go check out Brian's video from yesterday if you want some more detail on it. But talking about who's going to fill these guard positions. I mean, who's going to be the starter once Fox goes down? Some people will say Stephon Castle. My vote might be for Stephon Castle. The Rookie of the Year, almost certainly going to be the Rookie of the Year. I sure hope he's going to be Rookie of the Year. If he's not, something else is afoot. But look, regardless, his numbers have been great. Again, the three-point shooting, not amazing. But down this stretch here, you have no incentive to do anything at this point other than help your young guys develop or help people in funks try to get out of those funks, right? A guy like Devin Vassell that I'll touch on in a second. So right now, again, when we look at this, there's not many teams below the Spurs, and I'm not saying that we want to lose every single game. I'm just saying get below a team like Portland. I don't know if we'll catch Toronto, but give ourselves the best odds possible. Atlanta's on a bit of a winning streak, but it's possible that they end up slipping down as well. There's a lot of interesting stuff that can happen, but again, with Fox out, there's no better time now for Castle, and a guy like Vassell as well, he'll probably end up starting anyway. We might start him alongside Castle, right? But who's going to take those shots, I guess, is the better point. Not who's going to end up starting, but regardless, who's going to end up taking a bunch of shots. We're going to see an increase in minutes for both of these guys. Vassell is gonna be the de facto go-to guy at this point. And I honestly expect this to work out well for him, because as we know, Devin Vassell is a volume scorer, right? When he gets his shots up, he gets into a rhythm faster. It hasn't happened every game this season, but that's one of Devin Vassell's quirks, is when you give him the ball, that's corner three-point percentage has actually gone way down. It used to be up near 50. But when you give him the ball and you let him run the offense, you're maybe not going to be a fantastic team, but he's going to get his a little more than he would otherwise. So that's a real good thing for him. But I do want to transition, and I want to talk about what's coming up in this draft. Now, there's some very interesting names there at the top of the draft, and it's not just Cooper Flagg. I mean, obviously, capture the flag season's the big thing. Him going down with an injury is huge news. And part of me immediately was like, dang, this just got real. Like, there's a real chance he could slip in the draft. The Spurs could jump up in the draft and get him. We lose games. Everything's coming together, right? Fox going down, Flagg going down, maybe lowering the draft stock. Am I crazy? Yeah. Am I delusional? Yeah. So right now in the draft, the Spurs do have a chance to get someone decent, right? And right now we're mocked to take Jeremiah Fears, which is not a horrible idea. I don't know, like, I'm not sold on that. Again, like, I am a proponent of taking best player available personally when it comes to the draft, no matter the position. And right now there are some guards, like there's a good amount of guards here in this draft, like Dylan Harper, Kasparis Yakusionis, I think is how you, oh goodness, difficult sometimes with those names. But look, I think what you probably want for the Spurs longer term is a backup big, but that's not necessarily something that's super available unless you're talking a guy like Hamad Malu. I'm not good with names. I haven't watched as much college basketball as I should. I probably should know how to pronounce his name on Duke. Maluak, I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong. I should be watching more college ball with the Spurs getting to this point in the season. I will be watching March Madness, though. That's 100% sure. Join our pool. But right now, like, draft the best player available. And the Spurs at this point in the season, with all the injuries, they're going to have a shot at someone really, really, really good. And honestly, we're talking the top, like someone like an Ace Bailey would be so perfect. I know there's some concerns, but like, I think he's going to be amazing. I don't like Tre Johnson, if I'm being completely honest. Not as a fit for the Spurs. He's just a volume scorer and not a whole lot else. But there's a lot of names here that I do like. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, a guy like Asanul, right? There's a lot of very interesting names here. And with the Spurs going down this stretch of the season, again, we take a look at what's coming up, there's a real chance we can increase our draft odds. Now, the big question is whether we can catch Toronto. I don't know if we can. I think the odds of the Spurs picking top 5, without winning the lottery in some capacity is kind of gone out the window at this point. Which kind of brings into question, should De'Aaron Fox have gone out sooner? That would have helped our draft odds a bit more. Like, as soon as Wemby went down, just say, hey, look, season's lost. Just go get your surgery. But I really respect De'Aaron Fox for sticking with it and trying to play through these games, giving the Spurs a chance to win, because it wasn't that long ago that we were just like a couple wins away from being in a play-in spot. And honestly, that's the best thing for development, to get that kind of experience. But now that is essentially out of the question, the team's been losing games. We're losing our best player. We lost our 2 best players. And now we are relying on younger guys like Stephon Castle, a rookie, and Devin Vassell, 24 years old. It's a great opportunity for them to really get their rhythm, and it's also a good opportunity for the Spurs to improve their draft stock. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm super excited about it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below, but that'll do it for this episode of Spurs Digest. Enjoy the game tonight versus the Hornets. Who knows if it'll be a win or a loss, but if you enjoyed this video, if there's one thing you can do, I say this every video now, but join that March Madness bracket. The first round, the main event round, starts on the 16th, so get in now. Again, completely free. Just email password. That's literally it. Join our pool. I'm in there. All of the Digest Media hosts are in there. We'd love to see you. I've been your host, Josh Gosse, and I'll catch you in the next one.